So what I need to say in this video, let me cleanse this lens, is that how my first spiritual journey started off was, I was 16 years of age, and it was 2016, or 17, no, how old would I be? So I'm 21 now. No, 22. So how I started off was, whilst I was seeing my first spiritual journey, I was meditating quite a lot on Kundalini energy, Kundalini rising, and spiritual psychic awakening, spiritual psychic abilities. And I was listening to love motives, and I was meditating in my bed, going to sleep, listening to it, waking up, next day going to meditate every single time of the day. And I used to listen to chakra meditations, chakra Kundalini, and used to listen to demonic stuff. Well, I'll get into that later, well, in a bit. So this was 2016 when I first started my spiritual journey, and I started developing psychic senses. Like, I could feel people's personalities, I could feel, I could see things, like I could predict things like what people eat, and could hear voices a little bit, but not much. I didn't hear voices until 2024. This is when I was 16 or 17, and I was 17, and I was following Melinda Lyons and the psychic medium, and I was listening to meditation of Reiki and stuff like that. And then soon enough later, as I got older, this was in 2018 when I started doing demonic stuff, satanic stuff, and doing connections to Lilith, enchantments, and Azazel and the Black Flame. In 2018, when I started dabbling in demonic stuff, and I changed up my path and started getting into the dark end of the path, and started loving demons, listening to demons, devils and stuff like that. I seen devil entities in the past. I used to have devils sleep with me, and this devil sleeping with me, and in 2016, and I seen Allah in Varun in 2016 when I first started meditating. So that's where Varun comes from. But I used to see Muslims when I used to meditate on source energy and stuff like that. So they're not, it's not a grey alien trap like people call it as. And I used to get messages from the devil, and I used to see demonic spirits, and they used to help me a lot. And then that was mainly in 2018, but 2016 when I first started it is when I got to be a real threat, when I started awakening. And I didn't hear voices, I only could sense and feel spirits around me in 2016 when I first started meditating and started reading people's minds and stuff like that in high school. And I used to see angels too as well. And I used to work with angels. And then I started ditching that and started working with demons. But now I found out I was more psychic when I got into 2024 or 2023, when my psychic senses started boosting up. And when I started listening to void meditation, and I started worshipping myself when I got into 2022, and I found out that I started listening to demonic stuff when that was in 2018 then. And I started listening to Lilith more and Azazel, and I started connecting with the demonic enchantments on Satan and Sons, meditations, and I started in 2023 and 4. I started working with Lamia, the vampire queen, the vampire witch spirit, and she's in the astral. She's not in the physical, but I've finally woken up. It's been a bit of a hard route since mid-2024 because I was in a mental asylum, or a mental hospital, and it messed with my psychic senses and thinking. Going to the hospital, mental hospital, and so yeah, and then I started working in with Archons in 2025, which is now I'm reptilians and greys, so I changed my path all over, but my love for things have died down for a lot. Like I'm starting to worship myself more, and I've reached the magnum opus and I'm a mortal spirit. All they can only do is hijack my spirit and seem to take my spirit away from my body. They know that I'm getting a threat. That's why people are acting all funny towards me, because of the spirits around them, because of that people are going into their heads to tell them that Owen's doing this and he's doing that and I'm not. Well, they're making them act like that because of the elites, and people's personalities are starting to change because people are seeing me as a real threat now, like with the magnum opus and the Archons and stuff like that. And the Archons are on my side, so I'm starting to listen to the Archons and the spirits now. But I don't mind demons, but I'm not really sure about angels. Sometimes they can be strict. And I started seeing men with black hair and brown eyes, and I started seeing an old man with and in my images, And I started seeing them around the rooms and stuff like that. And I started seeing this woman with black hair and brown eyes that looks like Charlie XCX. And I started seeing a man with black hair and brown eyes. And I started seeing this woman with a blonde hair, and she has brown eyes, looks like Sabrina, and a blue-eyed and blonde-eyed woman. So these people are around me. I don't know where they come from. Where do they come from, spirits? The elites. So yeah. Well, I don't know what their problem is with me, because they lie about me a lot. These people come from the elites, and they're trying to take me down. I don't know where did they come from first? The forums. If I didn't go to the forums, I would have probably lived a better life, to be truthful. So yeah. But I can't reverse that anymore. Look, sadly enough. But anyway, I'm getting into my things and I'm getting better at what I'm doing, spiritually speaking. But yeah, so that's, have a nice day everyone, or evening or night. So yeah.